How we doing, everybody? Lead Farmer 73. Let's see. How y'all doing today? Good morning. Guava, happy Sunday. It's good to see y'all. Hey, Patient Saint, how you doing? Second Floor Garden, how you doing? Happy Mac in the house, how you doing? J Monique, how you doing? Fatima, Shawanda, how you doing? Kenyatta's Journey, how you doing today? Von Will, how you doing this morning? It's good to see y'all in here. It's still morning, right? No, it is not. It's afternoon. Good afternoon. See Francis. She Natural, how you doing? It's just me. How you doing? I'm Erica. How you doing? All right. All right. It's good to see you. I'm fine. I'm fine. My nose is a little chapped because I've been blowing it so much. My allergies acting up. And that's going to be one of the first things we talk about today. Real quick. How you doing on the trace? How you doing? How you doing, Mont? It's good to see everybody in here. All right. All right. Let's get into it. Let me get this real quick. The title of this video is, and I mean it. I got that because if I hear it again, I'm gonna go crazy. All right. Good afternoon, everybody coming in the chat. My allergies is acting up, so please, if I keep messing with my nose and leaning to the side, blowing my nose, please excuse me. All right. The title of this video is, I Don't Think I Can Do This. The title is, I do not think I can do this. The reason why I titled this video is, I don't think I can do this, is because it's for several reasons, actually, even for myself. One is, I get this statement all the time. Somebody tells me this all the time. And I'm going to hurt some feelings today, so get ready. Either get out your tissues or get out your haterade, one or the other. I know how it go. A lot of people here don't really care for my brand of information, but that's okay. We are entitled. We are all entitled to our own opinions. Some of them good, some of them bad, some right, some wrong. But my opinions that I base it off of my experiences in life. I don't just come up with some random conspiracy theory thoughts in my head. I come up with my opinions by my experiences. And most of the time, not even from others' experiences, from my own. And that's how I gauge the way this world works. Now, with everybody asking me or telling me, I do not think I can do this, it made me think of this. I have a solution that nobody's going to want to do. But let's talk about this first. Where do you think you will be in less than 4 years? Everything Fresh and Sassy, how you doing, my sister? It's good to see you. In less than 4 years, it will be 2030, God willing. Did anybody hear that? In less than 4 years, it will be the year 2030. We have only been through 1 year of this political administration. In 4 years, it will be the year 2030. We have been through 1 year of this political administration. They have 3 years to go. I'm going to talk about facts, not conspiracies. Not yet anyway. The damage that has been caused and inflicted on our nation, I'm going to guesstimate 90% of it is irreversible. Does anybody agree? Disagree? The damage that has been caused and the relationships that have been destroyed in this nation and across the world, I am going to say 90% of that is irreversible. What I mean by that is, yes, political allies and relationships, international relationships may never be patched up after this, because they're not just blaming the man in charge, the people in charge. They're blaming our whole entire society. The reason why they're blaming our society, I want you to do one thing real quick. Pretend you live in another country. We can even play this game. Look over at your neighbors next door. Do your neighbors let their grass grow out of control? Do they got all kind of crap in their yards? Are they always in there arguing and fussing and fighting? Are their children out of control? All you can do is look across the fence at your neighbors. You aren't friends with your neighbors, so you don't go in there and asking them nothing personally. You look across the fence at your neighbors and see that their house is in disarray. Their yard is a mess. Their family seems to be dysfunctional because they're always fighting, yelling, hooting, and hollering, keeping up all kind of noise all times of day and night. So you are inside your home, peaceful, tranquil, and you're having discussions and sitting around having coffee with your wife or your husband, and y'all talk about the neighbors. And y'all shake your head. Boy, they terrible. I wish they get that mess up out the yard. I wish they cut that grass. I wish they pick up that poop behind that dog. Every time that dog poop, they leave it there and they go to stinking. I wish they stop arguing so much all loud. At least close their windows. I wish they get their kids in line. They kids running, popping wheelies and dirt bikes up and down the street all day, yelling and hooting and hollering and drinking and smoking. I wish they bring their kids in and that's you looking over the fence at your neighbor. You don't know what the hell is going on inside that house. What you don't know, you've judged them all. You don't know that the wife is in there fighting for the right way for this family to behave, where you don't understand that the father don't want any kind of civility. What you don't know is one of the kids is very smart and in college and trying to work their way to grad school, whatever. But you don't know that the other couple kids are some knuckleheads. So the whole fighting and hooting and holler going on inside the house is the good versus the bad. You got some people inside this household that do not want to live this way. And they are embarrassed that they're making and causing such a scene in the neighborhood. Then the other side of that family could care less about what the hell the neighbors think. Don't matter. You're just a neighbor looking over the fence at them. And you judged them all. And you, in your own judgment, said you wish they all leave. You wouldn't let them borrow a Band-Aid if they skinned their knee. Okay? Everything Fresh and Sassy says the two older ones are good and have run away. What I'm trying to tell y'all is that's America. That dysfunctional household that all the other neighbors are looking at across the fence is America. See, these other countries aren't saying a lot of America do not want to tolerate this. A lot of America is fighting up against this tyranny. A lot of America do not agree with these new rules, regulations, and policies. A lot of America is really putting their lives on the line to fight against this madness. These other countries don't care. These other countries are our neighbors looking over the fence at this dysfunctional family. So they lumped us all together. And what it looks like to them, remember, our mess is spilling onto their side of the fence. See, as long as your dysfunction is in the middle of the woods, when you ain't got to deal with nobody, it's different. But when you start messing with other countries and neighbors' economy, and your mess starts to spill over into their lawn, that's when they start getting concerned. That's when they start breaking ties with you. They don't want to conversate with you. They don't want to sit down and negotiate with you because they already think that, you causing us grief over here. You're embarrassing us just because we live by you, or you're embarrassing us because we do business with you. It's no different than your neighborhood, what these other countries see. What these other countries see literally is no different than your neighbor next door, and they're causing a ruckus. My point of this is, just like your neighbors at your house, in your neighborhood, these countries feel that until you are gone, there will be no peace. They didn't say until the father and the two bad kids is gone. No, they said until everybody that lives in that house moves out, there will be no peace. We don't want to have no dealings. Say the wife is great. The wife is wonderful. The two kids in college doing wonderful. But the neighbor still don't want to talk to the wife or the two kids. You know why? Because if the neighbor has to talk to the wife and be cordial with the wife and the two good kids, that means they're tied to the lunatics. So that means they're going to have to some kind of way bridge a conversation or end up having to talk to the crazy husband and the bad two kids, right? They rather just stay out of it altogether. Unfortunately, that means there will be no relationship, no positive relationship between the neighbors and the wife and the two good kids. unfortunately. Me, frankly, I have a neighbor like that right now. And let me tell you, I'm not going to sugarcoat this at all. I freaking hate this dude's wife. Listen to me. She is like Karen 3.0. I hate this lady. And everybody said, Led, you shouldn't be hating people. No, 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 no. Listen. I hates her. Led, you shouldn't say that. That's against the Lord. Ha, 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 ha. I hates her. This woman is pure 100% uncut, demonized evil. And every time I see her, I get physically ill. So please don't hit me with no scriptures about hate. Please. It's early. The husband, I have no problem with him. Zero. You want to know the bad part? Sometimes me and him have the same hobbies. He like working on cars. I like working on cars. He like customizing. I like customizing. He like motorcycles. I like motorcycles. He's a gearhead. I'm a gearhead. He like walking his little dog. I like walking my little dog. See, years ago when I first met them, me and this guy got along real good. I liked him. And I wanted him to be my best neighbor buddy, you know? But his freaking wife, yo. His wife, man. I had to ask him one day, man, how do you do it? I didn't care if it was offensive to him or not. Man, how do you live with that, man? How do you live with that? I'm sorry, I got in my feelings. Me and him, for the last 15 years, have not spoke. What did he say? Oh, good question. He was like, man, they're originally from California, okay? So he said, man, I just take it day by day, man. That's a true story. I didn't speak no more on it because I didn't want to be fully disrespectful, okay? I felt that she disrespected me, and instead of me calling her a handful of names, I just basically looked at him and said, man, how do you live with that, man? So man, I just take it day by day, man. He got that surfer board, California kind of talk, you know. My point is this. I don't even wave to him anymore. He literally lives 30 paces away from me. I don't wave at him. I don't look in his direction, unfortunately, because of his wife. Because when it comes down to it, if you're going to stick by that, if you're going to stick by your wife and she that damn ornery, that means you ain't too far from it. Either that or you a simp, sucker, punk, something. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. Either way it go. Okay? I don't know what she got on you. She got one of them voodoo dolls in that closet across the street. Something. She got something on you. She know where you put the bodies or something, because I don't understand why you would even endure that every day. Let me get back to my point. I'm sorry for veering off. I get in my emotions about that. My point is this. I'm trying to say this lightly because I done found out a lot of young people watches me. Forget her and him. I don't want to have nothing. If being his friend mean that I have to be cordial with her, I don't want to be your friend either then. If being his friend means that I have to Like if I invite him over for some barbecue, she gotta come. You will never eat over here, pal. If you invite me over for some drinks, I gotta sit in there with her. We'll never do it. It'll never happen. It's best that we go our separate ways. Cause I hate your wife, bro. Sorry, I just do. And you know why? It ain't like I'm just hating because I'm hating. You hate her too. You must got a voodoo doll with some pins in it in the closet hanging or something because you don't like her neither. My point again, I'm sorry. Got back in my feelings. I'm sorry. Let me veer down. My point is this. That's how other countries see America right now. They see the good ones. They see the people that's on the right side of history. But they look at it just like I look at my neighbor. Well, why don't you break away from that then? If you are so against the way she's handling things all the time, why don't you pull yourself apart from that? And just like my neighbor said, it's not that easy. It's not that simple. It's not that cut and dry. I just take it day by day, man, you know? That's what the good Americans are saying that live next door to the crazy Americans that's helping boost this madness up, that's supporting this injustice. I won't call him, say he's an enabler. You know what? I don't think he's an enabler. Just by how they get down, I really do think she got some dirty information on it. She know where he buried some bodies or something. That's how I look at it. Because he's a totally different, he's not an enabler at all. It just looks like if you don't do what I say, I'm calling the cops. She's that kind of person. You know what I'm saying? Wash my car, Frank. You don't want me to? I'll do it. She's that. Ugh. Let me stop because I do this all day with that. My question in the beginning. Where do you see us? Where do you see yourself in 4 years by 2030? 2030 sounds like some futuristic, cosmic, out of space kind of year, don't it? Well, I know for people my age and over, that sounds like some Buck Rogers or some Jetson kind of year. In the year 2030, all men will be able to fly. That's what it sounds like to me. In my head, okay, it sounds futuristic to me, but I know to all the young people, that don't sound so bad. But in the year 2030, only 4 years away, after 4 years of decimating this country, after literally leveling this country, and this is all facts. It's facts. It's not, this is all factual. This country is being demolished. This why it's so hard to catch it, because it's being demolished from the inside out. It's not being demolished from the outside in. You can stop that if it's topical. It's not. It's internal. It's hard. When something is eating your body up internally, you got to fight it with antibiotics. You can't use no ointments. You can't use no creams. You can't use no antiseptics or no band-aids. You can't even burn it off, cauterize it. No, 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 no. This infection is deep down in the bone, in the marrow of America. It needs radiation. You dig what I'm saying? So it's not going to be so easy to catch or cure. And just like that kind of infection that I'm talking about, or that disease that I'm talking about, or that overactive gland that we have, it's going to take radiation to slow it down or stop it, right? It's going to take high doses of radiation to slow it down or stop it. Here's the problem with radiation, though. While you are destroying this growth with radiation deep down in the marrow of America, you're also destroying major parts of America that helps America thrive. Do you get what I'm saying? So while we're fighting this spreading problem internally of America, we're also destroying it while we're trying to stop it. And what the doctor is going to tell you is, we're going to save the life of America, but it may not be able to walk again. We may be able to save the life. You will have full function of a couple of branches of government, but you may never be able to stand and walk on your own as a nation. Did any of that make any sense to you? The things that have been destroyed and the things that we're trying to do to save the nation is helping destroy it at the same time. Cannot be reversed. We can't go back to the way things were. Things were not perfect just 2 years ago, but I sure do miss it. Keep it funky with me, don't lie. Things were not perfect 2 years ago, okay? But I sure miss it. That's like that's that wife that don't never cook, don't never really clean. She good conversation piece, you know. She beautiful. She nice to snuggle up on, but she ain't doing no cooking. She ain't doing no cleaning. She ain't washing your back in the tub. And you kind of was complaining, right? My wife don't never be cooking, man. She don't never be cleaning up, man. There be stuff everywhere. But when she gone, that new girlfriend, not only do she not cook, she don't clean. All she do is party. All she do is smoke. You can't stand none of her damn friends. They all crooked and thieves. And you sure be jonesing about that ex-wife. Like, boy, she didn't cook or clean, but boy, I didn't have to hear all this bullshit all day. That's America. 2 years ago, it was not perfect. 2 years ago, America was not cooking and cleaning for us. But it sure ain't this. We have 3 years before 2030. 4 years, I'm sorry. Less than 4 years. 3 years and some change before 2030. What do you think you can do to make it through this mess? What do you think that your family needs to do? I'm asking a question now. What do you think your family needs to do to make it through this mess? If things keep going on this trajectory. Because I'm not kidding. It shows no sign of stopping. It shows no sign of stopping, man. This is like a debilitating disease. And it's running rampant through the body and the veins and the organs and the tissue that make up America. How you doing, Juan? Good to see you, man. All right. I said this in a short video last night. Revolution. You know what? Those words to me mean nothing. The words revolution means nothing because they're just words. This is why I think we're in a lot of trouble. And it's going to be every man for himself because nobody's coming. Nobody's coming to help you. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to heal you. Nothing. And I'm going to veer off for a second, okay? I'm going to veer off because I want to tell y'all another quick story. Not an analogy, but a quick story. The quick story is this. You know, as men, I will say this to all of us men that's watching now, and ladies, if your husband is in the back listening, he need to hear this too. We all need medical care. We all need to go to our doctor more often. We all need to get checkups regularly. All of us. All of us. I went to the doctor. I told you I had a problem with my gallbladder. I went to the doctor, and this is exactly what happened. I went in. They said, Mr. Led, you owe some money from the last time you were here. I said, okay, how much do I owe? $100. Okay, all right. All right, so I gave them the $100. Then they said, for us to see you today, your copay is $70. Okay, all right. I'm stretching it, but okay. So, for this doctor to see me on that day cost me $170. I go in the back. The doctor, what brings you in today? Yeah, doc, I'm having problems with my gallbladder again, and da-da-da-da-da, blah, 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 blah. The doctor never laid a freaking hand on me. Basically, I diagnosed myself. They didn't question anything. They said, okay, go to the bathroom, pee in a cup, we gonna check it out. I peed in a cup like a child. Oh, all your labs came back. Everything looks great. From pee? Well, what's all this pain and stuff I feel, man? Okay, so if you're still feeling pain, he said still feeling pain, like Like me peeing in a cup was supposed to solve anything. Nevertheless. Okay, so we're going to send you to a specialist, and they said, you know, you need to go get your colon looked at and everything. Okay, whatever. We're going to send you to the specialist. They're going to be calling you because we can't get in touch with them. Cool. The specialist called me while I'm driving on the way home. I answered the phone and said, oh, Mr. Ladd, you can come right on over. We have an opening right now if you want to come today. I said, absolutely. I ain't got nothing else to do. Heading on my way to the specialist. When I get to the specialist, this just down the street from this place. Okay, your copay is going to be $90. No, I just paid the copay from the place I just left, and I caught up on my bill that I still owed y'all $100. So we squared. We squared. No. She said, no. That was for them. You owe us $80 now. Us. I said, no, I paid them $170. We know what you paid them. Now you owe us $170. What is this $170? Am I about to pee in a cup? Am I about to pee in a cup again? Huh? Is that what we doing? We gonna sit here and you gonna have me pee in a cup for $80? Because I can go to the strip club and do that. Okay? You gonna have me doing freaky stuff for money? I'm sorry, y'all. I get in my feelings when it comes to these doctors. At least I enjoy myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Some children may be listening. I don't take joy in peeing in cups and having other folk look at it, you know. I like to eat asparagus, and I know my pee smells odd, and I don't want people to be like, ugh, ugh. That's neither here nor there. My point is this. I had to tell them, look, I can't come today then because I don't have the money, and all y'all about to do is give me a consultation about having another exam that's going to cost me, man, this is some bullshit now. Y'all need to have all this in one building so I only have to pay one price. Can you imagine going to McDonald's and they say, pull around to the first window. Okay, your order that's $5. And now pull down to the second window. You get to the second window, think you about to get your order. And then they say, okay, that's going to be another $5. Didn't you have a fillet of fish and a large fry? Okay, that's another $5. For what? I paid for the food. No, you paid to order. The second window, you paid for the bag. And then for the third and fourth window, you're going to pay for the salt and the ketchup and the mustard. And then you're going to finally get all that put together. So you're going to leave out here after $20. That's some bullshit now. My point is this. This medical stuff get me going, man. As much as we need to see the doctor, and trust me, me and my wife fuss back and forth about this all the time. And she said, you home from the doctor early. Is everything okay? What did they say? They ain't say nothing because I'm not going. Man, I ain't got $700, $800 to give these folks, man, by the end of the day. By the end of the day, man, I'm going to come home like I've been out shooting craps and losing. I could have went to the casino or bought me a handful of scratch-offs and got better results than this. I could have looked on YouTube and talked to Dr. Berg and told me what to do. What you want to do is take your left thumb, reach around the back. He would have gave me some ideas anyway, you know. I said, baby, I was going to take you out to lunch. I ain't taking you out to lunch no more. We're going to come in here and cook us some pancakes and some waffles or something because I can't take you nowhere. They done took all my money. I feel like I've been robbed. My point of saying all of this story, as much as us men and women need to go, especially if you're a man or woman of color, as much as we need medical care on a regular basis, because we some irregular people, you dig what I'm saying? We need medical care on a regular basis because we are irregular people. Okay, we take a little bit more maintenance. Anyway, you can't do it because you can't afford it. So you get sick and you end up getting buried like a plant. Why? Because we have half the nation voting against you being able to go and be well. That makes sense. Half of this country is voting for you, for us all, even themselves, to stay sick and crumbled up. So we out here growing stuff in our gardens, herbs and spices and stuff, and castor oil, and trying to heal ourselves like Dr. Fufu or something. Because when you go to the doctor, they don't even want to know your name until you pay the bill. Where is they getting these numbers from? How did you come up with $80? What did you just do to me that costed me $80? Because I drove here, I put gas in my vehicle, I walked in the building, I walked up the steps, I came in here, filled out this long ass brochure again, sat here for 3 hours, went in this cold back room, told me to strip buck naked, keep my footies on, for you to look at me like a zoo animal and tell me to go somewhere else and they'll figure it out for me. Y'all know I ain't exaggerating. Why is the country still voting against our own interests? Why is this one of the only countries that still can't be seen by a physician without taking out a damn small business loan? Why are we still rooting, or they still rooting for this? Let me rephrase all that. Why are they still rooting and voting for this administration that literally is telling you they want to keep you sick? Get rid of all the FDA. We don't need nobody to be checking no food. Get rid of the Drug and Food Administration. We don't need that. Get rid of all of the manufacturing guidelines so they can pollute the air and pollute the water. We don't need that. We don't need anything that's going to keep the people alive and well and healthy. Now, I got something to say on that. Years ago, every country around the world got on China about their pollution, didn't they? Every country came together and said, you can't be over there polluting like that. You got us all over here breathing up your secondhand smoke from your factories and stuff. Nope. Every country came together and fought them on that. They had to tone it down. They had to go through certain regulations before they could do anything else, any other business with the rest of the country. Now, how is it that every country on the planet fought against that, polluting the planet, and all of a sudden, here we are about to be the country that don't give a F about polluting or regenerating, like this is a throwaway wrapper? Do you think the other countries want to have anything to do with that? They're going to be coming against us on that. Do you ever feel like like, man, I just can't do this no more. You know, for years I've been saying I will never leave America. This is my home. It's not just my birthplace, but it's my birthplace. It's not just my birthplace, but it's my birthplace. It's not just my birthplace, it's my birthplace. I don't want to leave America. But damn, they running this mug into the ground to the point where they will give you no choice. If the air is unbreathable, the water is undrinkable. Look, we almost there right now. If the food is poisonous and inedible, how can you stay if you can't survive? If you can't survive like you on another planet, like you on the face of the moon or you on Mars, you can't breathe the air. Think now. You can't breathe the air on Mars. You can't drink the water, even if you find some. You can't eat the food if you find some of that either. Because it's loaded with chemicals and toxins and radiation. Don't it sound like I'm talking about Mars? Listen to what I'm saying. Don't it sound like I'm talking about Mars? The food is full of poison and radiation. You can't eat that. You damn near can't breathe the air, so you're going to need an air tank on your back. You can't drink the water. The water is poisonous. It's filled with mercury. Didn't it just sound like I'm talking about the planet of Mars or the moon? I'm talking about Mother Earth. I'm talking about Mother Earth. Ain't that something? Because every time I look at some kind of, what's his name, Neil deGrasse, and he talking about other planets, you can't breathe the air. If you did find water, you can't drink it. It'll melt your flesh. Or it'll melt you from the inside out. If you did find food, you can't eat it. It would just burn your flesh off. You know Neil deGrasse will tell you about other planets, right? So when he's telling us about these other planets and what all of the surroundings would do to the human body, sometimes I think while I'm listening to Neil deGrasse, boy, I don't know, Neil, I think we could live there, bro. Because everything you saying right now, we doing that right here on Earth right now. We eating poisonous food. We're drinking water filled and laced with mercury and other plastics and chemicals. And the air make your breath stink when you breathe it. I don't know, Neil. I don't know, man. I think we could pull it off. I don't think. Let me get back to it. What do you think? Because I was going to go down a whole, well, Neil deGrasse, yeah. What do you think you'll have to do in detail between now and 2030 to survive this mess? Let me see. Piper says, I didn't want to leave either, but I'm definitely now. No, I am sooner than later. I lived out of the country before, so I will. I don't understand anything. I think the only way says tap into spirituality, not religion. What is that going to do? What is that going to do for you? How is tapping into spirituality and not religion going to help you through the next 4 years? Doing what? What is tapping into spirituality and not religion? How is that going to help you? I'm asking. I'm not putting you down. I'm just asking because everybody like to throw that out there, and I'm just wondering. I want to hear in detail how all of this stuff is going to help us. Mr. Pink, I'm going to the Philippines the end of the month. 40-year-old. Okay. You got to, let me see. Patient Saint says you will get your butt whooped spiritually. Okay. Piper says make that decision to establish a place soon before there's a mass exodus and one can't leave. Okay. So it's too extensive to explain and discuss. I know. That's why I asked you. I'm going to give you my solution. Wait. Francine says, I think Americans need to be realistic about this decline. Prepare all you can like you've repeatedly said, or exodus the country like I'm going to do. Just Michelle says, I'm thinking all that snow is going to give us gardens this year. This is why I be trying to pre-read before. Johnny, running away just makes it harder for those that left behind. It's going to make it harder for the people that leave too, because they think that they're just going to go somewhere else and everything is just going to instantly be okay. Nandi says, okay, I'm not going to do that one. B. Wallen says, I'll never give up on my birthplace, even though death is closer than before. I'm with you 100%. Hey, T-Nog, how you doing, my sister? It's good to see you in here. This is what I say. I'm going to give you my solution. It's not perfect. Most won't agree on my solution. Some will understand, but they will not do it. I think the only way to get through the next 4 years of this decline is what I'm going to call it. The Great Decline, not the Great Depression. This is the Great Decline. Go ahead, I put a stamp on that. I'm a patent that. This is now the Great Decline because it's moving at a rapid rate so fast, we can't keep up with it. The internet can't even keep up with how crazy and how fast that this decline is moving. This is now the Great Decline. This is my solution to the Great Decline. Decline before the system does. You personally decline before the system does. That's my solution. And I'm going to explain that to you. While you're riding this wave, this is a wave, and every wave reaches the shore and it breaks, and you got a face full of sand. Don't wait. Don't ride that wave. Run your butt up onto the beach. Forget riding that wave hoping it's going to get you here and get you back out there for to catch another wave. Don't do it. The only way to fight the Great Decline is to beat it to the shore. Meaning, break down right now to rock bottom basic living. That's the only way that's the only way we are going to make it. Everybody with their fingers crossed and their hands together, praying, waiting, and chanting. You're riding that wave to destruction. And I don't know if you've ever ridden a wave. You went to the beach and you got on a boogie board and you rode that wave. You jumped on that boogie board and you rode it all the way to the shore and got wiped out right in the sand. You want to know something? Listen to me close. Everybody that's been to the beach understands exactly what I'm saying. If you've ever ridden a wave all the way out and all the way up to the shore and then you wiped out up on the sand, here's the thing about that. You rode a good wave. You had a good time. But the hardest thing to do now is to get up. After you ride that wave of destruction and it drop you off at the shore, for some reason, everything is holding you down. You got a bikini full of sand or some swim trunks full of sand and rocks and shells. You're soaking wet. You can't get no grip because the sand just keeps on giving way. You can't stand up straight because the sand keep moving under your feet. You're trying to pick up your boogie board and stand up at the same time, but you end up falling back on your face. Sometimes it's best to just roll over, look up to God, sit up, and sit there for a moment to get your bearings. But what you feel is while you're sitting there trying to figure out what your next move is to get up and escape, because another wave is coming, you feel the sand, the wet sand underneath you moving. That sand is moving and is dragging your body down with it. The longer you sit still, praying with your fingers crossed, you feel that sand moving up under you, sucking your whole body down. And literally, the longer you sit there, the sand will devour you. Literally. And that is exactly what's going to happen to you if you ride this wave of the great decline, doing this and doing this. You're going to think you made it out, but you ain't going to realize, you ain't going to be able to move once you realize, man, you have nowhere to go. The ground is moving under you and it's swallowing you whole. Now it's actually taking you 3 to 4 times the effort or 3 or 4 times the energy just to stand back up on your own 2 feet to figure out what you're going to do next. Why would you wait for that? Why would you just ride a quick wave and figure out, when you out there, you ride that wave halfway in and figure out, oh, it's some rocks on the shore and some sharp shells, and I know how that sand be acting. Let me just get up and run the whole rest of the way to the shore. Right now, you could fight the great decline by declining before it gets here. You have to go and be rock bottom, basic, survival, essential style of living. We have to stop shopping. I know that sounds crazy. We have to stop shopping. You have to start a garden. I know you might not be good at it. This is the time to start learning how to be good at it. This ain't a time to say, well, that's not my thing. What, being alive is not your thing? Because right now, growing your own food and preserving your own food and acquiring tools for survival and essential tools for survival, that's the only way you're going to make you and your family. And the reason why I say we need to learn it, because if your kids don't know it, listen, your kids are going to need to learn it from somebody. And that somebody is going to be you. because this administration, or the powers that be, we're going to call it, has. Let me just back this up with proof and facts. In Florida, they are trying to make it illegal to put the word black on anything. Black History Month, anything. They are making that illegal. Go look it up for yourself. Go look it up for yourself. So if they're trying to erase history and rewrite history again, that's what you're leaving. You're leaving the power of educating your children to these same folks that did this already and got us believing a whole bunch of garbage. To this day, we've been taught all kind of crazy stuff that never happened or was not true. And then the stuff that we needed to know was withheld from us, so we don't know about it. That's why sometimes I say the internet was the best and the worst thing to ever happen to mankind, because we learned a lot about ourselves. As a human being, we all learned a lot about ourselves. So we have to learn how, right now, to live with bare necessities. Our elders did it. They had no choice. We have to literally break it down to rock bottom basic survival skills. All of us. Here's the thing about that. You're literally going to have to learn how to be comfortable being uncomfortable. We've been brainwashed into thinking that you need to be in air conditioning all day. We get a little too hot, we run inside of a cool building. We get a little too hot, we run inside the house and crank the air conditioner on high and sit in front of it while the power bill is through the roof. Our elders didn't do that. I didn't see an air conditioning unit. Listen, let me tell you something. We had an air conditioner that was about this big. It didn't work. My daddy found it at the junkyard one day, put it in the window, and it was just a very, very expensive, very, very loud fan. I grew up with no air conditioning. And before y'all say, yeah, Len, but didn't you grow up in the north, so it really don't get all that hot? My wife is from Mississippi. My wife's whole family is from the SIP. I call it Death Valley, respectfully, because it's so hot in Mississippi all the time. Her people ain't had no air conditioners. When I met my wife and visit my wife's family for the first time and was boiling like shrimp, nobody had no air conditioning. Wasn't nobody even sweating. Everybody had one of them little fans like this and was doing this here. It sure is good to see y'all. I'm glad y'all came down. I was missing y'all. I'm sitting here trying to ask anybody, do you have a fire extinguisher or one of them chemical fire blankets? What's on fire? Me. Me. Can somebody put me out? I don't know what I was thinking. Y'all told me to wear short pants. I think I should have been wore some swim trunks and brought me a kiddie pool with me. I think I'm dead. Can somebody check my pulse? Because I believe I'm deceased. So we need to learn and adjust our bodies back to the bare necessities. I know that sounds horrible, and I'm not talking about our elders, because I understand. Because if you starting at, now, it's gonna be rough. It ain't gonna work. Don't do it. But us younger folks, you better stop cutting that air conditioner on every 5 seconds. You better stop cutting that heater on your furnace every 5 seconds. You better start figuring out, how can I keep my surroundings warm in the wintertime without cutting on electricity? The reason why I'm giving you all of these rock bottom basic necessities is because the people that's running the show right now is in control. Listen to me. Now I'm going to talk some more facts, okay? I'm going to talk some facts. The people that are literally funding this tyranny, the people, the companies, the corporations that are funding the decline of America, owns all of this. They own the electricity, they own the water, they own the railroads, they own everything you do. So every time you cut that air conditioner on, you pay that man that's going to pay that man to keep his knee on your neck. Every time you buy online from this company, he donates that money so this dude can build a ballroom so he can have a party every time they get rid of one of us. Every time one of us lives are extinguished, he gets to dance in a multi-trillion-dollar ballroom. He gets to have a party every time he succeeds in making us more miserable. How the hell ain't nobody paying attention to that? So, going to eat out at every fast food restaurant, it's terrible. All of these fast food restaurants support him too. They support this. Every fast food restaurant that you go into supports this. They donate to this. Out of all the things on the planet Earth, they're not even trying to trick you no more. They're not even trying to trick you no more. You know what would have been a good trick, even for me? If they said, we're going to give y'all free health care. Everybody gets free health care, but behind the scenes, that ain't you know? That would have still had me being like, well, they did give us free health care. I mean, how diabolical could they be? They let us go to the hospital for free. They let us go to the dentist for free. So how evil could they actually be? You could have even tricked me with that. And it would have costed them less to give all Americans free health care than doing this other diabolical stuff that they doing. I'm trying not to curse. It would have been cheaper for them to trick the American people, all of them, with free health care. Like flies to poop. Everybody would have been skeptical, like, I think he's up to something. Why you getting your teeth cleaned, or why you getting your heart checked, or why you going to get, I can have a CPAP machine for free? It would have took you a minute before you be like, I think this guy may be crooked. No, He ain't even trying to trick you no more. You ain't getting no health care. Not only are you not getting free health care for all of Americans, we're going to drop everybody's health care and make it way more expensive than it even was in the first place. Not only that, we're going to drop all of your house insurance, your life insurance policies, everything. Nobody pays out. They pay out to me. You get in a car accident, they get paid. You get in you lose your life, your loved one lose their life. All the insurance money, life insurance policy, go to them. They're making it impossible to live. They're making it impossible to be on the right side of the law. They're making it impossible to keep being the good guy. I'm really starting to understand Batman a lot more now. That whole vigilante lifestyle thing, they bring in the bad out of a lot of us good folks. If you do not know how to live off of rock bottom basics, ask me and I'll tell you. You know, can I say something? I don't want to piss anybody off. That's not my intention. I don't want to piss anybody off. That's not my intention. But I'm afraid I may. And I know people are going to come in and correct me, and you're more than welcome to. That's fine. But I have a whole nother kind of take on something. Okay? Everybody is saying drop to their knees and pray, and we're going to let the Father fight our battles. We only fight for the kingdom of heaven. That's what I'm hearing, right? Right? That's what I keep hearing. We will fight in the kingdom of heaven. That's what y'all keep telling me. What if just what if this was heaven? What if you're supposed to be fighting now? What if, now, the reason I'm saying this, heaven is supposed to be paradise, right? And then there's a hell, right? We were given free choice, right? I'm spitballing, okay? None of this is factual. I'm just spitballing around. So please, okay. But what if this was both? Because he gave us free will. He gave us free will to turn this into paradise or hell. See, I've been thinking a lot lately. Because there was a time that this was paradise. This, the earth, no pollution, no crime, no nothing. The water was its freshest. The air was its freshest. There were no trees taken down for no reason. So the air was pure. The water was pure from the glaciers and the mountaintops. Everything that you touched, everything that you ate, everything that you drank was at its most best ever. If you ate animals, those animals fed on the purest grass because there was no pollution. Those bison ate the freshest grass. There was no pollution. The animals that you ate, the fish that you got out of the ocean and the lakes, there was no mercury, there was no pollution, there was no, you understand? So everything that you consumed, whether it be plant or animal, was its heavenly best. What if? What if this was the paradise that we are supposed to be fighting for? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Weren't even the angels jealous of us because we were given this gift? I'm asking. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. That's what I heard anyway. The angels were jealous of us because we were given such gifts. The reign of the free world, choice, but they're up in heaven. They're in heaven already. They're supposed to have wings on their backbones. If they're already in heaven, what on God's green earth were they jealous for? I like that, God's green earth part. They were so jealous. They came down here and wanted to kick it with us. Am I wrong now? Just please correct me if I'm wrong. They sneaking out of heaven and coming down here and partying with our women. Am I wrong? Please correct me. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Okay? I'm ready to be corrected. They were upset with the Father. Why are you going to give them all that? They don't even know what they're doing. We've been by your side this whole time protecting the kingdom. Why can't we go down there and you make them come up here? I'm just asking. I don't know what I'm talking about. So once they came down, they snuck out the back door and came down to earth and partied with our women. And then that didn't go very well. There were abominations. Things started to turn. They couldn't rule up there, but they could rule down here. So they started ruling over us. Made their own little version of heaven or whatever, right? Am I wrong? Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know what I'm talking about. Right? So, there are demons, and that's nothing that we have to imagine. We see demons every day. They're not what the books say. They're not what the movies say, where they're all twisted and contorted and walking upside down and backwards like cockeyed spiders. No, That's not what demons look like. For some reason, mankind wanted you to imagine the worst visual. Imagine this. Mankind made it so a demon is the worst visual thing that you could possibly imagine, right? Right? So he made it grotesque. He made it ugly. He made it hideous. He made it porous and it's leaking juices and making weird noises, yada, 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 yada. Because mankind wanted you to be afraid and stay away from these demons. Now, okay, so if you were blind, you wouldn't know that there's a demon standing in front of you. If you couldn't hear this demon trying to attack you. So where does that leave the people without sight and without hearing? Okay. So that's not what a demon doesn't look like anything. A demon doesn't sound like anything. There are demons right here walking among us, and you see them. You hear them. You feel them. You can feel them you can feel their presence. And they're not grotesque. They're not contorted and twisted. They don't stink. No, they look just like you and me. And you don't use your discernment to figure out which one is the demon and which one ain't. They right here. Listen. A demon ain't somebody that's living down in the center of hell somewhere in brimstone and fire, waiting for Satan to tell him what to do and to do his work. That's a fairy tale. I don't care if you want to get rid of me or not for saying it. It's a fairy tale. This paradise is what we make it. This big ball is either going to be our heaven or it's going to be our hell. Because we have free choice to make it one or the other. We have free choice to make it one or the other. If we keep ignoring the demons that's doing Satan's dirty work, we have free choice to ignore them. So we let them get away with taking our children or changing the minds of the feeble. There are demons walking all around us and they look just like you and me. Now, what I see with us not using our discernment and letting demons be demons and devils be devils, we are now turning this globe called Earth into our own private hell. Period. We are living in hell. By our very own choices. None of this would happen without our choices. See, again, there it is again with that free choice. We're living in this mess because a lot of us chose this. Now, I want to talk about that paradise again. There was a time. There were no tankers full of oil, radiation, and chemicals floating or sank at the bottom of our oceans. Can you imagine that? Think about that. There was a time There were no tankers and ships and cargo ships and drums of radiation and poison and toxic chemicals and fuels and plastics. There was a time not long ago. See, not even too long ago was that stuff polluting our water. But in the course of a good 400 years, we were able to literally make all waters of the planet Earth toxic, poisonous. So much pollution that you can literally drive a car across half of it. We did that. We chose that. And we chose to look the other way because we took a payment to say, look the other way. And we said, okay. So right there is you selling your soul. When you took that payment to look the other way, when this grown-ass man abused this child and you didn't say nothing, you sold your soul. When you took a payment to look the other way, when they said we're going to dump all of this toxic waste in this river, you sold your soul. But see, you didn't shake hands with a company executive. You shook hands with the demon or the devil himself. And everybody keep thinking the devil is somewhere and demons is down in the middle of the earth in some brimstone and fire in some fantasy place. And you're waiting your whole life to see. You are waiting your entire existence here on this planet to figure out whether you're going to hell or heaven. You don't realize you can make that choice right here. Right now, you can make the choice whether you're going to hell or heaven, because it's up to us here on earth with free choice to turn this into paradise or hell. You waiting on this get sucked up into the sky, and because what? Why everybody want to believe in fantastic stories and not want to see the thing that's right here under your feet? See, thank God, I have a memory where I tasted a little bit of that paradise. That's how I know it exists. You ever hear somebody say they had a near-death experience and they woke up and they were sad that they woke up? They want to go back to that paradise today. They want to go back into that light. They want to go back into that comfort and that warm hug. They want to go back. So they ain't crying because they lived through this experience. They're crying because they want to go back. That's me. I'm not going to say I had a near-death experience per se, but I have a memory when those times were real, like paradise to me, when the water that I drank as a child was refreshing and it tasted kind of sweet, even if it came out of the water hose. There was a time when I was a child where food tasted like exactly what it looks like. If this is chicken, this tastes like chicken. If this is beef, this steak tastes like beef. Cheese tasted different. Milk tasted different. I lived in a time where everything around me, I didn't have to worry about being abused as a child. Somebody taking me behind some dumpster or something every 5 seconds. See? So I can say in my childhood, I experienced a level of that paradise that does not exist anymore at all. So you can almost say I had kind of like a near-death experience, if you will, because I want to go back. When I'm sad and depressed and I'm crying, it's not because I'm glad that I'm making it through and I'm surviving this mess. I'm sad, depressed, and crying because how I long to go back to them days where I was carefree. I could walk past a grown ass man and not even think twice that he is thinking about putting me in the back of his truck and taking me off in the woods somewhere. That kind of peace of mind, that kind of innocence is gone. Now, when you raise your child up, you got to warn them. The police stop you. You do everything they say. If a man start talking to you, run. If a woman start talking to you, run. Hold my hand. Don't get lost in the store, or it may be the last time I see you. We have to literally threaten our children to protect them. If you let my hand go, I'm going to tear your ass up. If I find out you've been talking to them folks across the street, I'm going to tear your ass up. You have to threaten your children now to keep them safe. That ain't how I grew up. So everybody is living on this earth waiting to go to either paradise or hell, and don't even realize it's right here under our feet. We can make this life right here everything that you imagine it could be in your mind. We just have to stop listening to the demons. They are around us. No, they ain't little minion gremlin things walking around and up in the attic, rumbling around in your luggage. No, the demon is your neighbor across the street to keep looking at your kids while they walk to school. You don't think he's a demon. You think he's just a dirty old man. The demon is the people that made you sign that contract, sign your name on that contract for this house that you'll never ever pay for, because they know you don't make that kind of money. So they can take that house back and resell it and make somebody else sign a contract and do the same thing until the sun come home. That's a demon. The man is trying to sell you a car, knowing it's worth $400, but he's trying to sell it to you for $40,000. That's a demon. We don't count them as that. We count them as just crooked people, immoralic people. Those, my friends, my brothers, and my sisters, those are demons. In your face, in the flesh. I don't care if they got on sweatpants and a hoodie, or they got on a suit and a tie and expensive shoes and a gold watch. Those are demons. The real demons are convincing you that the dude in the sweatpants and the black hoodie, that he's the bad guy. The dude, the suit, the tie, expensive shoes, gold watch is convincing you that the dude in the sweatpants and the hoodie, he's the demon. And you believe it. But he's also the same dude that sold you that house that you'll never be able to afford. And when you miss one payment, he gonna take that house back from you and your mama and your family. He don't care who living in that house. He don't care about y'all medical situation either. You ain't paid, you ain't stayed. That's the real demon. So this is why when people tell me, oh, we just gonna pray on it, Lord, pray and let the Father do his work. Maybe I'm just not cut out for that. Maybe I'm cut out to be an actual warrior. Maybe I'm supposed to be on the front lines. Maybe that's it. So there's going to be people, spectators, and there's going to be gladiators. To each his own. It's going to be people watching the fight, and it's going to be people cheering on the fight. I'm not knocking nobody. If you feel that praying, just stopping and praying every day is going to help you get out of this madness, To each his own. But I can guarantee you one thing. It's funny how people always say it's in that book, it's in that book, it's in that book, it's in that book, but you cut it off. You cut it off. Praying works. Praying to the Father works. Praying for betterness works. Praying for hope and spirituality works. Pray, pray, pray. But you always cut that off. Because I could be wrong. Correct me, because I don't know what I'm talking about. But prayer without works, I may not know what I'm talking about. So you can correct me. You didn't put in any effort at all except for just praying. I don't know what I'm talking about. Y'all read that book every single day. So, I read it when I can, to the best of my ability. And maybe I don't quite understand all the verses, properly. So I try to go over them here and there. So, but there was a piece in there somewhere that said something about, faith without, what's the word, works. It said something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Am I wrong? I could be wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I could have swore maybe it was Moby Dick I was reading. Was that Moby Dick I was reading that said faith without works is dead? Was that Moby Dick? Because I've read that book a couple times. Was that line in the book Moby Dick? Where did I hear that? Where did I hear that from? I could be wrong. Maybe it ain't in the Bible. Maybe that was Moby Dick. I don't know. Faith without works is dead. That sounds good too. Did Stephen King come up with that? I don't know. Steven Spielberg? Was that in E.T.? Was that in E.T.? That was in E.T., wasn't it? Faith without works is dead. Wasn't that on E.T.? It's been a long time ago. That was an old movie. Maybe I'm getting it mixed up with The Shining. The Shining. No. Shawshank Redemption? No. I'll think of it, but I heard that line somewhere, and it really sounded good to me. Oh, somebody said this. L Box Spice says it is in the Bible. That part is in the Bible. Are y'all sure? Because I don't want to be out here just saying all kind of crazy stuff. Okay? Are y'all sure? Are y'all sure that's in the Bible? Because I don't want to go be telling people lines from Moby Dick and they like, man, what Bible you read? Was that faith without works? Was that actually in the scriptures given to us? That's correct. Okay. All right. Maybe that is where I heard it from. Daily Dose of Living says, you will most definitely, find it in the Bible. Oh, okay. Danielle Baker says yes. Okay. Let's see. Doris says faith without works is dead in Christ. Okay. So if that part is in the Bible, then why do people cut that part off? Why do people cut that part off? Or is it because they lazy? They don't want to do the works. They just want to do the praying. Because the praying is easy. Look. I didn't have to move a muscle. The works part. Getting up off the couch. Not watching your favorite program today. And go putting in the work that you praying on. See how hard that is? Ooh, my back sure is stiff. I would love to put in some works for that prayer, but I'll try to do that tomorrow. Cut it out. So when everybody keep talking about we're going to get through this, what we're all living through, with just prayer, let me remind you who's in charge of that right now here on earth. Demons. I'm not talking about your pastor. Okay, so don't take offense. I see what they did to what's his name? I don't know his name. The dude with the tan hair. I'm not calling out your pastor, but I am calling out a lot of them. Drewski. I am calling out a lot of them. That all they do is take from the people. They never give back. Never. All they do is take, 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 take. I'm not going to get into that. But those same pastors, some of them, not yours, but yours, they're donating to this administration to keep I want you to think now. These pastors that all they do is take, 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 take. I want you to think really hard. If they take, 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 they need you. They don't just need anybody. They need broke, gullible people. You can't take from a man with nothing. And the only way you can take from a man with money is he got to be dumb as shit. One or the other. If they're setting the system up, listen now, if they're setting the system up to keep you broke and keep you dumb, these churches can keep taking because you don't understand that this is a circle that's you don't know. Pastor, I can't get no money. I'm broke. I don't know what to do. I can't pay my rent. Pray on it. Did you put something in the pot? You put something in that bucket? I put everything I had. Yeah. You keep on praying. I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you. How much exactly did you put in, if you don't mind me asking? Never mind. That's neither here nor there. It'll work itself out. I double dog dare you to go ask Kim, can you borrow $300 to go ahead and pay the rest of your rent for this month? Tell him you will pay it back in prayer. He'll be blessed if you get that $300 you owe for back rent. Say God will bless him for doing that for you. See what happens. Just see what happens. You know what's gonna happen? His hood side gonna come out. Instead of him saying, well, sister, the Lord, and he ain't gonna do that. That's gonna come after. If you say, Pastor, can I get about $300 because I'm behind on my rent, they're gonna put me and my kids out. The first thing you gonna say, that hood gonna come out, he gonna say, shit. Well, sister, that hood gonna jump out first. Well, excuse me. Sorry, I had something in my teeth. But what I meant to say was, God works in mysterious ways. Have you been donating, sister? Yes, every week, Pastor. Are your children doing good at school? Yes, Pastor, I did. I'm going to pray on this tonight. See me next Sunday, and we're going to see how the prayer worked out, because I got a special prayer for you. I got a special one I've been saving for somebody, and it must have been you. God sent you to me. God must have sent you to me. See that? He sent you to me to pray for you to get that rent paid. So by next Sunday, come talk to me next Sunday. But Pastor, next Sunday I got to go pray on somebody else. That's because she know that by next Sunday, that's eviction day. They putting your ass out. He know that. sorry, man. I can't live in this fake world of fake demons. The problem is, Leah, why you always got on pajamas? Why you always got on sweatpants? Why you always dirty? Because I want people to know me for me, not for my attire. Because we are easily fooled by another man's attire. If he got on a $400 suit and some $400 shoes and a $100 tie and a $20,000 watch, you trust him more than you trust me. I can talk as slick as him. If I dressed up like him and did a whole bunch of this here, oh yeah. See that face? Don't I look adorable? Don't I look trustworthy? I need a shave, but don't I? I could listen. Hey, it's okay. It's gonna be all right. See how I did that? Y'all don't think that some of these pastors ain't failed actors from Hollywood? You think they ain't failed actors? They just acting. They just acting, man. And you know what? Some of them is method actors. They never come out of character. Some of these pastors is method actors. They never come out of character. Like my man that played the Joker. He never came. He was the Joker till he died. And some of these people are horrible actors. They can't form the right British accent or African accent. You know, they're terrible at it. So they always break character. And we have seen just in this 1 year alone, just in this 1 year, we've seen a lot of these pastors break character. That hood come out. I need on big donkey rope gold chains. I need a $40 million jet. They can't keep it inside, man. That's them demons, man. It's them demons. The reason I brought all that up, because all of this is connected to the same damn thing. If they make this country where you can never wake up, they want you sick, broke, and lonely. I want you to think hard. If they keep your butt sick, broke, and lonely, you will always need somebody to fill that space. You need companionship. You need money. And you need health care. You're always going to be a slave to the rhythm if you always got to go beg another man. Can you fix me, doctor? Can you heal me? I'm looking for love. Can somebody find me a man? Can somebody find me a wife? I'm looking for a job so I can afford to pay my rent and take care of my family. As long as you always are in need of one of those things, they got you by the balls. That's why I say, if we leave it to them, if you're leaving and depending on the system to help you right now, you need to realize who the people that you're depending on. The people that you're depending on for help and assistance are the same people that invented the system of keeping you sick, broke, and lonely. Did you hear what I said? Because some of y'all ain't heard it. Y'all just act like you don't hear me because they're led crazy. Sometimes he cutting up, sometimes I need you to hear what I just said. You still waiting on the same damn system to help you, to fix you, to help 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 you, The same people that invented the system for you to be unhealthy, broke, sick, and lonely. But you asking the system, can you help me with this sickness, with this loneliness, and this debt? The same system. This system ain't built for you to make it. It's not built for you to come up. It's not built for you to come up. It's built for you, look, for your nose to be that much over water. That's it. That's it. They do not want you swimming. They don't want you backstroking in this life. They want your nose that high, with your hand up, waving for somebody to come help you. That's all they want. Because they know if they got you this deep and you waving for help, they on the shore or on the boat looking at you like this. You think we should get them out yet? Nah, leave them in another couple years. They gotta learn their lesson. They're looking at you. It look like that one is bobbing. Get that one out. That one is bobbing. Get that one out. Because we need you. We need as many bodies as we can get. We don't want you dead. We don't want you dead. We just want you begging. You know used to us dead. That's the system that we work for. That's what these people that's in love with this man is voting for. That's who they're rooting for. They think that this man is out just to get me. After he's done with the light brown people, he gonna turn to the dark brown people, and then he gonna go to the blue collar white people. They do not think it's possible. But history is just repeating itself. They've already did it. If you work for a living, you are not too much better than me in their eyes. How do we solve it? I tell you how we solve it. We get back to basics. Stop buying they shit. Learn skills. If you purchase anything from them, now I'm going to tell you how it's going to happen. And I can prove it. I can prove this. And y'all, a lot of y'all in my chat been here to see this. They recognize when there has been an uprising of positivity and self-sufficiency. How do I know that? Leah, how you know that? I can tell you when the system sees an uprising of positivity and self-efficiency, non-governmental dependency. Because when I'm watching my analytics or I'm watching the internet online shopping, every time I tell y'all that this is a good purchase to keep yourself warm, to get your own energy and your own solar, to dig your own free water in your well, to heat your home with this wood stove, everybody goes into all social media platform, whether it be Amazon, Temu, whatever, and buy up all of them items. The price goes up. Every time, don't it? Y'all think that they're saying, well, everybody's buying it, so let's just hike the price up so we can make more money. That's not why they're doing it. They're actually trying to avoid you buying it. It's a They figure it like this. If they're all going to be self-sufficient, we're going to make them pay for it. Take the price up $5. Hurry up. That every time I tell y'all to go purchase something like a wood stove, all of y'all in the chat say they done changed the price, lad. It was $150. Now they done went up to $200 or $199. I'm like, no, it was $150. Every time, don't it? Am I lying? Y'all have seen it. You've been there to see it. But let me talk about some nonsensical bullshit. And y'all go off buying it. Don't nothing happen. And the other thing, they get sold out. How did they get sold out and they just had 2,000 of these products? It instantly say sold out. Because they don't want everybody in America with a wood stove. Think about what that would do to the capitalists. Think about what that would do to the economy if everybody was burning clean wood. Wood, not coal, wood. Think about what that would do if you didn't have to cut on your electric heat pump, your furnace, your mini split, electric heaters, propane. If you didn't have to heat your home with all of that, those things, they keep on raising the price of gas, lower the price of gas, raise the price of gas and oil, back and forth, back and forth. You could control your own price with a wood. You can control the price of your heating costs with a wood stove, an axe, and a wood splitter. You said, well, Led, I live in a house in the suburbs. We don't got trees like that. Man, they call the tree service. Call the tree service that always bring y'all wood chips. Think about this. The same tree services that brings you the wood chips always have a bunch of tree trunks in the back of that truck too. They will bring you some whole trees. They just don't drop off wood chips, you know. Ask me how I know. If you want some whole trees, some oak, some pine, some redwood, they'll bring you all of that and drop it off at your normal suburban house for you to take your axe and chainsaw that you've invested in, chop that wood up, stack it up by the cord, and then burn it in your wood stove next year. I need you to think about how much money you just saved. Trying to heat your own damn house up. You know what they doing? They making it so they don't build houses with wood burning fireplaces anymore. When me and my wife was looking at that house we did on a video right here on this YouTube, they had a fancy propane fireplace. I said, ooh, that's beautiful. I like that. But I would like it to be wood. So when we talked to the developer, she said, oh yeah, we don't install wood burning fireplaces. You could have either propane or natural gas. I don't want no damn gas fireplace. That defeats the purpose. If I want to look at some flames, I'll just cut on YouTube and go to the Christmas fireplace channel and watch some flames on my big screen TV. I don't need to be wasting no money just to look at some damn flames. No, I'm trying to burn wood to warm my home. Help warm it anyway. That company, and I'm not going to mention them, they don't install wood burning fireplaces in homes anymore. They don't. Their company. I don't know about all of them. Okay? Yeah, that's it. That's it, Ms. Horty. The Yule Log channel. That's it. We got to go back to basics. If you are not fortunate enough to own land right now, that's fine. That has nothing to do with you being able to harvest rainwater and filtering it. I know people gonna say, but it's illegal to harvest rain where I'm at, Led. I don't have any advice on if it's legal in your area to harvest rainwater or not. But I will say this. It's illegal to treat the American people like this too, ain't it? How can some people break the law and steal money and lock people up that ain't did nothing? All I'm doing is collecting some rainwater. Who doing the worst crime? For me to correct my action, just pour it out. For you to correct your action, locking up innocent people and sending people off to other countries where they don't belong and stealing all the people's tax money and stealing all. Who doing the work? You can't reverse any of that, what you've just done. I can. I can just pour mine out. And guess what mine is? I didn't hurt nobody by stealing no rainwater. If I pour my rainwater out, it's going to go back into the ground, off into the stream, out into the lake, heat up, go back into the air, turn to a cloud, and come back down on my roof again. We all square. But you, them, what they're doing to the human race, to the American, you can't repent for that. You cannot repent for what that there is pure, uncut, 100% evil. Torturing and tormenting young children, tormenting and torturing innocent American citizens, torturing and mentally, listen, I pray that this will be over someday soon. It will be over. And I'm going to tell you this. When this is all gone, said and done, and it's over one way or the other, I am going to be the first one in line to get my disability check. Because I got PTSD. This, what's happening right now, we all are going to be able to claim a case for PTSD. Tell me I'm lying when I ain't. Man, we wake up in madness every day. Every day, all of us, we wake up and like, what? Every day I wake up and here's a cut on the doggone computer. WTF. Every day. And the reason why I'm going to be able to apply and win a case to get a check for my mental is because every single day the war that's going on in this country affects me physically, spiritually, and mentally to the point that I can't function anymore, nor can I able bodily work. I got PTSD. The things that I have witnessed, the things that I have seen, I can't get out of my head. So tell me I'm not qualified for a check. The things that we are seeing right now, watching people have their lives snatched away from them for walking down the street and telling you that you suck. I can't make sense of that in my head, and I spend a lot of time trying. So no, I need a check. I'm first one in line. Y'all remember, so don't, no cuts either. So don't try to get in front of me in that line. After he gone, after they gone, don't try to get in front of me. I need a check. That's right. Just like that little piece of paper they send in the mail, you're pre-qualified for a loan. You're pre-qualified for a mental disability check for your PTSD. I got dibs. I'm first. I done said it. Well, we're not going to be able to award you much because we have so many people. I don't care. Every little bit help. Every little bit of help. This is how this video is going to mellow back out. There was a lady here a little over a year ago that said we're not going back. There was a young lady running for office, and she said we are not going back. She meant that in a different way. Now what that young lady said about we're not going back means something completely different. She was still right, though, but the definition is different. And I'm here to repeat it to you. We're not going back. The things that have been destroyed in this country are irreversible. The relationships that have been broken with our allies in other countries, a lot of those are irreversible. A lot of those leaders of other countries are saying they never want to have anything to do with this country ever again. Because they feel that the American people let this man and his administration destroy or try his hardest to destroy the world economic system. We're not going back to any sort of affordability for anybody, I don't care how much money you think you got saved up and all your investments. You're not going to be able to afford it. I've been saying this for years. You're not going to be able to afford it. Oh, it's going to be food on the shelves. It's going to be food in the stores. It's going to be gas at the pump. The question is, can you afford it? See, let me tell you something. Everybody should be walking around with a Rolex, right? Why ain't everybody walking around with a Rolex gold watch on? Why isn't everybody driving the newest, latest electric Mercedes Benz? It's not affordable for you. Oh, they're there. There are plenty of them. Any color of the rainbow you want. They'll customize it for you. The only problem between you driving the newest Mercedes Benz and wearing the newest Rolex gold watch is you can't afford it. There's not a shortage of brand new Mercedes. There's not a shortage of Lamborghinis. There's not a shortage of Bentleys. There's not a shortage of Rolex watches. Our asses just can't afford it. So if you don't understand what the word affordability means, I just explained it to you. So you don't think what I just explained can directly correlate with a can of soup. I can tell you that's wrong too. Because believe it or not, there is some places on this earth where people cannot afford a can of soup. We are, as a nation, we ain't too far away from that. We're not too far away from not being able to, can I break something down to you? A loaf of bread. That's biblical, okay? For all the people thumping the book. A loaf of bread. That's biblical. I didn't stop eating bread because it's bad for me, just because it's bad for me. It was easy to kick my bread habit while I'm trying to lose weight. It's easy to kick my bread habit because I can't afford a damn loaf of bread. Have you seen what a loaf of bread costs? For a loaf of off-brand, no-name ass bread. Just to let you know, I don't eat bread like that. My son, my baby boy, was here before he went back to school. And I saw my baby boy make him a turkey sandwich. He made two. He made two turkey sandwiches and had him some chips. Two sandwiches equals 4 slices of bread. I took 2 of them slices of bread off his plate before he put the turkey on. I took them 2 slices of bread and I jammed them right back in that bag. Put that tied up, put the little clip on it. He said, Dad, I was about to make me another sandwich. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. You better put in on this. Buying a loaf of bread is like, man, look, hey, can you run me to the store real quick? Man, you got to put something in the tank, bruh. I'll take you to the store. You got to put something in the tank, though. That's everything we do now in the house. God is my witness. I can't make this up. I'm at the cabin, right? Freedom Acres. Now, on Freedom Acres, I have solar. Y'all know that. But I have a little stick vacuum cleaner that I use to vacuum the carpet from me going in and out on the land. So it's nothing to me. I plug in the little vacuum cleaner and I run. I don't got much space to clean up. So I run the little vacuum cleaner inside the cabin, get all the grass and crumbs and dirt off the floor. Every time I use that vacuum cleaner, for as long as I use it, I use about good 5 or 10 watts of my storage. I had to say, F this vacuum cleaner, even though it only used a few watts to use. No, I did 2 things. I went to the Goodwill, and do y'all remember them? You push back and forth with the little brush wheel in the middle of that little, they used to have them in business offices back in the day before, you know. I got me one of them, what is it, a push broom? Brr, 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 with the little brush in the middle, with them 4 wheels, and then you empty it out, you kick it to the side, and open it up, and the dirt come out. Flip it over the other side, open it up, and the dirt come out. I got me one of them from the Goodwill for $2.75. I be pushing the hell out of that thing. You should see the dog looking at me. The dog be looking at the damn thing like this, like, the hell is he doing? Why is he doing it? The dog think I'm going crazy. She'll start barking and howling. No. I refuse to use that extra 10 or 20 watts to use a vacuum cleaner. I done broke it all the way down. And when I don't feel like hearing her howling at the thing because she think that the push broom is attacking me for some reason, when I don't feel like having her spaz out, I just bring out the broom, man, like the old days. Do you remember when you used the broom so much that the broom looked like this? I can't even make this up. Do you remember back in the day where you used a broom so much that it got the president's hairstyle? It's just that whip on the side. But you like that whip because it's good to get in them corners. The rest of the broom really ain't doing nothing no more. But that corner, that whip hit them corners, them nooks and crannies, right? Remember when we used the broom that much? Huh? Y'all know what I'm talking about. They don't use no broom like that no more. I see brooms throwed out Cause the pole done broke or something with cheap ass pole. No, you don't see no president hairstyle ass broom out no where it just won't do nothing else. Like it's done. Once the whip doesn't start wearing off, is he finished? You done swept down to them little strings around that holds all the damn straw together. You sweeping the floor with the strings, boy. You don't see people do that no more. But that's where we need to go back to. Use that broom all the way down to the knuckle, to the strings, until it got that presidential whip. Other than that, we gotta learn how to do stuff. Somebody said they got one. I got one too. It's in the garage. I refuse to throw him away because I done got the handle. It got a wood handle. Now that I mess around, I got the handle all dirty where it got good grip. It's two places on that broom that's dirty as hell. That's where you put your hands at and you get the good grip on. This young folks don't know nothing about that old ass broom with the whip. Sweep down to the strings, boy. To the point you even unravel that first layer of string so you can have a little bit more straw. You have about that much more straw. Take that first row of string. It's about four to six rows of string. Take about one or two of them rows of string off. That'll give you about a good inch, two of damn straw left. Hit them corners, boy. They don't know. They don't know. We gotta go back to that shit. We have to go back to doing that. Using things until you use me up. Keep on using me, yeah, until you use me up. We gotta go back to using stuff till you can't use it no more. Everything, we can't keep plugging everything up because every time we plug something up, it uses power. It pays him, the power man. The power man plays the man that controls everything, and the man that controls everything keep your ass poor. I can't keep giving them all of me, man. Food. Man, acquire as much food as you can. Put it away. If you don't know how to buy canned food, canned goods. If you don't know how to you don't know how to pack them, go get one of them food sealers. Go get one of them food sealers. And seal up your food. Go buy food, meat and stuff, put it in one of them food sealers. Rice, beans, go get them Mylar bags. I showed y'all how to do that years ago. Get the Mylar bags and them oxygen absorbers. And matter of fact, she put it all away. Go get you some canning jars and them jar vacuums and seal up your rice, seal up your beans if you don't know nothing else. It's simple. It's simple. We just don't do it. We don't do it because you're brainwashed into not doing it. Listen to this. Listen to this. You ever had one of your friends get a good ass job? And you say, I wish I could get that job. You can. You can get the same job that your friend got. Your friend making 6 figures a year, you can make 6 figures a year with that job too. But again, faith without works is what? All right, back to that again, where I got it out of Moby Dick or somewhere. I can't remember. But you know what I'm talking about. Faith without works is dead. You can make that same amount of money that your friend is making. But you got to put in the same work that your friend put in. Your friend went to school. Your friend studied. No, it's in the Bible. You sure? I thought I read that in Moby Dick. No? It's either I read it in the book Moby Dick or I read it in that book 1 Second Later, or was that the Home Depot DIY book? Where did I get it from? You just mentioned. You sure that's in the Bible? Without works, faith is dead. Is you sure it's in the Bible? You sure you positive? Oh, look at me quoting scripture. I thought I read. You sure? I was reading a Marvel comic not too long ago, and I could swear. No. Okay. I take your word for it. Y'all said it's in the Bible, so I got to believe you. I don't know what I'm talking about. So we got to go back to doing that stuff. You can still get what your friend got, but you got to put in the same amount of work. That's the part don't nobody want to do. Right now, you can your own goods. You can store away your own food. You can acquire all of your own self-sufficient equipment and supplies. You can do it, but you are the only one that can put in the work to acquire it. I can't do it for you. None of these homesteaders or preppers online that you like to watch, they can't do it for you either. Everybody is waiting. They say, Led, what should my first fruit tree be? Led, how do I make a garden? Led, which firearm should I get if I get one? Led, how much land should I get? I can't tell you none of that. When a person can't help you on such a personal level like that, it's time for you to put in the exact same amount of work that I put in, that all of us homesteaders, gardeners, and landowners put in. We did the research. We read. We talked. We discussed. We researched. You got to put in that work. When nobody can just give you an answer like that, you got to do it. Period. I can't keep waiting on my wife to make me a doctor's appointment before I go to the doctor. Because my wife is busy. So I have to make a doctor's appointment for me. You can't keep waiting on everybody else to do stuff for you. So, to end this video, y'all, I'm going to say this. The solution to all of this. Number one, stop thinking that you can't do it. Stop thinking that you can't handle this. Stop saying this to yourself and stop saying it out of your mouth. Stop saying, I don't think I can do this, Led. I don't think I can pull this off. I'm about ready to give up, because everybody is always about ready to give up. Everybody, I feel you because I've been there. Even now, I feel like giving up sometime. Listen to me. You ain't alone. You're not alone. Because even I, to this day, some days feel like giving up. I feel like, man, what am I doing? Why am I storing up all this stuff? Let me just go back to kicking it and partying and drinking and having a good time like everybody else. I feel like giving up because there's no definitive time when the bottom is going to fall out of this butthole. There is no definitive amount of evil that will take place. And there's no definitive amount that I can judge of how much is going to negatively affect me. So that drives me crazy. Am I doing enough? Am I not doing enough? Am I putting enough away? Am I not putting enough away? Do I have the right supplies? That drives me crazy. Nobody's helping you do any of this. Nobody's helping you store. Nobody else is learning how to prep. Nobody else is with you in this journey of trying to be prepared for the worst. You doing it by yourself. You think I'm different than you, I'm not. And those things when nobody else gives a shit makes you feel like, well, I'm not going to give a shit either. Only problem with that, the only problem with you saying you don't give a shit either and you just going to let stuff fall to the wayside and let it go, bygones be bygones, here's the problem with that. You ain't built like that. The thing that keeps stopping me from wanting to give up and the thing that keep moving me forward, doing the things that I do, I'm not designed to stop. I'm not designed to be like those people that don't see caution in front of them. I can see it, and you can too. And that's tearing us apart. Is you see the train coming down the tracks. You hear it. You feel the rails shaking. You can feel the power of the evil that's on its way to destroy you. Everybody can hear this. It's like, you ever hear it be like, you hear that? You hear that? And somebody say, man, I don't hear nothing. You tripping. Have that ever happened to you? You keep saying, it's a loud noise. You keep hearing that like, my ear must be ringing or something. You hear that? And everybody around you keep saying, man, I think you tripping. I don't hear nothing. Man, you don't hear that little mild hum. You trying to tell me y'all don't hear that? Dude, you tripping. We don't hear nothing. You ever done that before? I'm going to tell you something that I believe. That is not a problematic medical condition. I'm serious. That is not a reason why you should be running to the doctor. Every now and then, it's nothing that hurts you. Don't give you a headache. It's just a mild, low hum or murmur. It don't matter whether you hear it in the house. It don't matter whether you hear it outside. But you hear this low frequency tone. And everybody don't hear it but you. So you kind of think you checking out. That ain't it. Everybody ain't supposed to hear everything you hear. Everybody ain't supposed to see everything you see. Period. Certain things were meant for you, and certain things were meant for you and you only to see and hear. People don't feel it either. And they think you're nuts. They say you're nuts so much that you start thinking that you're nuts. Thank you, honey. That's destroyed. To the point that you even start saying, maybe it is me. To the point, listen, to the point you bury that noise, you bury that truth, you bury what you know, and you don't share it with anybody anymore because you know what you say? Every time you try to warn somebody, they say, man, you tripping, you crazy. So you stop asking people, do they hear that sound? You stop asking people, do they hear that noise? You stop asking them because you know what the answer is going to be. You crazy. So you keep it to yourself and start to wonder and second guess yourself. Maybe I am crazy. Damn, that's crazy. Maybe I need to go to the doctor. Nope. You stop telling everybody they should be preparing for the worst. They should be getting ready for what's to come. And they say, man, you tripping. I don't see nothing. That's because they think you're crazy. Man, you tripping. I don't see nothing. What you mean gas prices is higher? What you mean food prices is higher? I don't know what you talking about, man. We just bought a whole bunch of groceries the other day. You mean to tell me you didn't recognize that can of beans went up by $2? Oh, no, that's just because we were shopping at that old expensive store, you know. They don't see it, they don't hear it, and they don't feel it. It's not for them. Maybe it's another book that I was reading. I think I was reading an old breakdancing book. I think it was in an Ebony magazine or something, or a Jet magazine. I was reading this line where I had to laugh myself. Everybody ain't gonna be able to be a watchman. Everybody ain't gonna be able to hear or see the call. No. I think that was in an old Jet magazine or something. They're going to be chosen ones. Was that the beauty of the week in the Jet magazine? And it said something like, there's going to be a time where nobody is going to believe the truth. Down is up is down, something like that. You know, I'm paraphrasing. I think that was in a Jet magazine, beauty of the week, something. Good is bad, bad is good, something like that. I think it was in an old Ebony magazine, the one with Billy D. Williams on the cover. I believe it was. Would you say it was in the Bible? You sure? I could have swore it was that Jet magazine, beauty of the week. Miss April, because that's my birthday, so I ain't had no business looking at that, but you sure? You say the Bible? No, that was Ebony. Cyberx say it was in the Bible too. Really? Y'all sure? You sure? Because I don't know what I'm talking about. I like to read. No? You sure it wasn't in Field and Stream Fishing Magazine? No? Muscle Car? No? No. You say it's in the Bible, huh? Huh. I thought I could have swore I picked that up out the Jet magazine. But, you know, who am I? I don't know what I'm talking about. So y'all know better than me. You say it's in the Bible, I got to believe you. I got to believe you. There's going to be a time where people that are not chosen will not see or will not hear or will not feel danger approach. It's crazy to me when they can't see it. But I don't know. That's what the Jet magazine said. So, and the beauty of the week, Miss April, I don't think she would lie to me. So I gotta believe her, you know. She like, you know, long walks in the park, and she likes swimming, you know. So I don't think her description was, you know, she sounds like a nice girl. I don't believe she would lie to me. Okay. Isaiah 5:20, you sure that's what it was? Huh? What? No. You ain't about to tell me I remember nothing. No, you just trying to tug at my string. You trying to make me feel like I done did something. You trying to make me feel like I done remembered some scripture or something. Y'all need to go ahead with that. But I gotta believe you, so I don't know what I'm talking about. In this time, nobody's gonna believe us. So if you feel alone, don't give up. Stop saying that you can't do this, because you were chosen to do this. The only reason you're giving up is because everybody won't join in with you. The only reason that you don't want to do this no more is because you're tired of being called crazy. They call Einstein crazy. So, everybody is not supposed to see this. You may just be one of the chosen ones. So you can't give up. You may be that protector that the rest of the world needs. You were given a suit of armor. See, that's another one. Those spiritual warriors, when they say put on your suit of armor, everybody think it's like earthly shields. Your suit of armor, your real suit of armor is right here. Everybody think you got put on all this metal and that's your suit of armor. That's not it. It's up here. You protect this from being damaged, from being harmed. And it don't take, let me back this up. Is the tongue is the tongue as sharp as a sword? I think I did read that. And I was in the airport one time. Is the tongue like a sword? Is the tongue as sharp as a sword? I'm asking. Can you be destroyed by the tongue? Okay. So if you could be destroyed by the sword of the tongue, what do you need to be protecting? Your chest? Your arms? Your torso? Your feet? Your legs? If you can be destroyed, if man can be destroyed by the tongue, which is as sharp as a sword, what do you really need to put your armor on? What exactly, really, truly, should you be putting your armor on? Because this is what the tongue is trying to get to. Your spirit can't hear it if you got protection on your brain. You said your spirit, true. But it got to go through your brain to get to your spirit. It got to go through here to get to there. Everybody keep thinking, I got on my spiritual armor. It's up here. Meaning you're protecting this from any outside forces. That is where the real spiritual warfare go on, up here. Once you let them strike a blow to that because your armor was down, it's over for you. It's over. Once they get in here, you think the definitive blow to destroy a man is here? It's not. It's here. You do not need a firearm, a baseball bat, a knife, anything to destroy a man. You can destroy him right here. So as long as you keep your armor on, you can't let them get to you. So stop telling yourself you ready to give up. You ready to quit. Stop listening to them telling you that you crazy. Because as they say that you're crazy, and if you start believing it, that means your armor is down. You don't have your armor on. You're supposed to be deflecting that bullshit. Deflect that. Because once they get to hear the rest of it, they got your heart, they got your spirit, they got your soul. For instance, I can prove it. Remember Stephen Hawking? One of the so-called smartest men on the planet. Remember Stephen Hawking in the wheelchair, couldn't move. He couldn't move not one limb. to the point where he couldn't even move his eyeballs anymore. Remember him, Stephen Hawking? Talked through the computer. Died, what, about 5, 10 years ago? Remember him? I can prove that this is the real spiritual warfare up here. He couldn't move his hands, his legs, his arms, nothing. His neck, his eyes, he could not budge. So everything on his entire body was physically destroyed. Destroyed. He got computers working his whole body, making him stay alive. The only thing that was alive, still the smartest man on the planet, making positive decisions for the planet, was this. Out of everything that was destroyed on his entire body, he was still one of the mentally most powerful men on the planet. So they can take your arms, they can take your heart, they can take your legs and your feet, but never let them get that. Once you let them in here, then it's over. With that being said, stay safe, stay sane. I love you, and I'm out. Peace.